ungamshada umfazi okwazi ukuzenzela zonke lezi azithengile imoto yakhe comfortable, so comfortable in a space. She has her money, right? She has her money, she has her career, she has her house, she has everything. And she says, so let me tell you, ungamshada umfazi okwazi ukuzenzela zonke lezi azithengile imoto yakhe comfortable, so comfortable in a space. She has her money, right? She has her money, she has her career, she has her house, she has everything. And she says, so let me tell you, something from experience. Can we be in love and be equals? Can we be in love? No. And I bring what I bring and you bring what you bring, and we come together with our love and build our life.
Can is very broad. So when you say can we, I believe I would not. It's possible. It's highly unlikely, but it's possible nonetheless.
Phyllis, let me tell you something, man. This thing, your mali, it's a very big problem. When I met my husband, and then my career of being an entrepreneur and a re-entrepreneur started booming before him. You understand? Sipanda sobabili, and then mina ngaphaka maqala before him. That caused a lot of conflict in my marriage because he would act in a different way so that I can see him as a man, because he felt intimidated that now mina saying nemali yena kababina. So yila it is so hard.
Let me bring you to the question that
up until we became the same.
So black men, hold on. So do black men view love or black love as them being the ones with more of whatever that they need?
Power.
So does power come with money? And is that what love is for black men?
Not only based on what you are saying right now. Phyllis, as a human being, if you want to lead from a weak foundation, if you can't grab a bull by the horns, that means there's a problem with your leadership style.
I can answer for myself. I'm saying to you, this is my truth. Power dynamics is important in a relationship. And the lion's share of the power should rest with the man in the relationship and not with the woman.
Does that come
because they are a natural law wesifazane we natural. We law manager yonke into lekhaya ile wesifazane ingane isikole zimbathile.
Nalezo zanazo outside.
Yes. Yabona mfowethu ngithi wathi ubaba kumina ngelanga ngimfuna ibhayisikili ngenayo imali yothenga ibhayisikili. Wangiphela eminyaka emlazi offer umbonke. And my father said to me, I didn't know he was broke, but he was very colorful about it. But he said to me, what do you see? I said, what do you mean? What's in there? I said, yeah, fine, for room. I said, yeah, fine. But we're going to spend them open them fine. But we're going to go in and kiss the last beer. And then say, fine. And see me now. One. The power dynamics is important. And the power shift.
We as women need to listen to men when they speak. Listen to what you need to hear to protect yourself from men. Not what you want to hear from men because it sounds good. I don't know how many times I need to say this. A man's logic is linked to his ego. Men are very egoistic. Let's take the character of Winnie Madikizela Mandela, for example. That character of a woman went above and beyond for her own husband, like many Black South African women, believing that in doing so, they will build a society that they can live in together. But that's not how her own husband saw it. Like many Black South African men, thought that she is just too much. And that is a man's job in liberating the society. This is why they did not want women in politics, because they believed that it is a man's job. And this is why also that women were not allowed to work in the past. So they married incapable women who were so unfulfilled with themselves because they could not achieve what they did not want to achieve. Because many of them tolerated many loveless marriages because a man knew that she is incapable in some other parts. Therefore, she needs him. And subsequently, it all benefits him because in the end, it's all working in his favor. This is why men don't also initiate divorce, because in his mind, everything is fine. He married you for that purpose and you need to keep up with that purpose. You as a woman, you're not going to compete with a man to shine his light. This is why Mandela felt the way that he felt when he came out of prison, that he was sharing the limelight with his wife. And in most cases, he was getting more praises from the people because they adored his wife. In a word to Winnie, the acknowledgement and the praises that she got from the people did not sit well with her own husband. He did not want to share the limelight with her own wife. He wanted to be seen as Mandela, the hero. And this is why he married the woman that did not come with the baggages that Winnie came with. He did not need that reminder from his past life. He needed to start afresh from something that does not remind him of Winnie. And this is a thought patterns of many black men, because his logic, which is linked to his ego, will always put himself first. In order for a man to completely manipulate and control you, he needs to find you incapable. You should not even have a brain, because the minute you start to think, that's where you start to bore him. This is why also men go for women who do not even think, because deep down those are the type of women that he likes. And also go through the comment section in that video, see just how many women are commenting in comparison to men. As a woman, we are very emotional beings, and I'm not saying that with our own actual emotions, but even in our thought process, we involve emotions. And the logic of a man does not use his own emotions to think. He uses his own ego. He will do anything and everything to protect his own interest. He is not even scared from walking away from what he has built from you if it does not benefit him, if it makes him look a certain way. And this is how many black South African men become abusers in the first place. If something tragic happens to them and you witness it as a black woman, you're gonna bear it. Because in his mind, you saw him at his weakest, and you shouldn't even think of seeing him at his weakest. As a woman, to understand the psychic of a man, you need to think from a perspective of an ego. And this is why they don't want you to think. This is why they want you incapable. They want to be the hero in your story. From the moment he proposes to you, from the minute he marries you, from the minute he gives you children, all of those things, he needs to be the one, the center in your story. And this is why I keep on emphasizing that a man needs to love a woman more. In doing that, he opens his heart and allows himself to feel. And in doing that, he's actually committed to you, because he has opened his heart and therefore can use his own emotions to think. And he's not even thinking from a perspective of I, he's thinking from the perspective of we. He's therefore not intimidated by a woman's success, a woman's whatever. He is comfortable with the type of woman that he is presented to, and he will stay with you no matter your background, no matter if you were a prostitute, no matter if you were a rope, no matter what, because he is committed to you beyond the egoistic self of I. And we know as many black people that people don't like to take accountability. Men fear accountability. The minute you put accountability in his face, he points it back to somebody else for his own failures. Do you want to know what black man used to tell Winnie Madikizela Mandela when she was raped in prison by white men, or whenever she was lynched or abused or harassed by policemen who were white men? They would tell her that she should not be involved in politics because it is a man's job. They justify the abuse which she got from white men, saying that she was involved in something that she shouldn't have been involved in. The issue with black men that I have, like you, is that they don't want us to speak out loud about what they say about women, black women, among themselves. Now, going back to Winnie, black men of that time would justify those actions and instill fear in other black women so that they don't become active in politics. Our own black man during apartheid would use Winnie Madikizela Mandela as an example to strip Winnie Madikizela Mandela of her own femininity. Men are not capable of love. Hence, we say that you use your own ego to think. Women are all about community and bettering the community. Hence, they use their heart. Hence, they stop themselves and think of the community before they act. And And this is what Winnie Madikizela Mandela did when she stripped her own selfish ego away from herself and nurtured the community. This is why also as a society, the minute we got democracy, we got it from a male's perspective, the selfish ego of I. As long as I am fine, then it doesn't matter, because men were the one negotiating so that you can have power among other black people, other black men, so that you can have control among black people, answering to white people. And that's the democracy that Winnie did not want. Many black women did not want that because they saw through it. But again, you don't take women's thought into accountability, right? And this is why, again, marriages are failing. Because even when you want to believe that we are the problem, you know that with your lack of accountability, you are the problem, you are the plague. You would claim that you want the independence of black women only for you to think of your own interest again. This is why you can also marry an independent black woman and not pay bills and expect her to carry the whole household on her own shoulders, while you use your money to enjoy whatever that you want to enjoy with, again using her money to go to work, isn't it? You come at home and claim that there's no money while you used your money to do whatever that fulfills you as a person, and at home you don't have money for everything else. Your wife must come up with a plan to carry the household by herself. And this is why marriages are not even working these days. This is why someone can get married today and get divorced in 3 months. Because what you were as a boyfriend multiplied as a husband. You cannot fix an egoistic man. He can only fix himself when he tunes in with his own emotions. And I'm not talking about the emotions of crying. I'm thinking of the emotions of acting from the heart. Because at the end, I can't destroy what's already been destroyed. You want to be the center in the woman's story. And the minute we as black people acknowledge that, we'll move forward as a society. But again, you as black men don't acknowledge men who think from the heart, who think from the concept of we, not self, but we. You regard such men as weaklings in our society because they can see through the scale of this patriarchy, which at the end benefits you as a man, because at the end, why would you agree to such a deal? You get to be in Doda, in a black community, but not on a global scale. And this is why we are where we are as black people, because of our own men who think so poorly.